Welcome to the ABA segment on the Garden State Rookies podcast, your destination for everything ABA. Follow us on Instagram and check us out at www.aba-nj.org.
Welcome, YouTube family. Today we have a special guest, local legend. I think he's like 3-time MB championship, 5-time MB All-Star, the myth, the legend himself, Mashallah Shasaman. Thank you, bro, for coming here big time. What's up?
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be here on the podcast. I'm glad you guys are doing this. Great work. Keep it up. I'm a huge fan. Sorry, just to correct you, by the way, I think it's 9 championships. But who's counting? Yeah.
I'll check the website for that one.
All right, so just a few things. I'm sure everyone in the community, they want to know, like, where did it all begin for you? I'm only assuming to be this good, you have to have love for the game. So if you could just let us know where and how it started, that'd be great.
Yeah, man. Wow. Going back down memory lane. So let's see. I remember like my earliest memories were, back then when I was growing up, we didn't have, YouTube. We didn't have these smartphones where we could spend all day on the phone. So our source of entertainment was just going outside. Like, you'd come home from school, you'd go outside, you'd just play for 3-4 hours. And my neighbor, he would always play basketball. He was older than me. So he was like 3 years older than me. And every day after school, it was just me, him, and his 2 older brothers just playing ball every day. And that's kind of how I got into it. I was the youngest out of the 4 of us. And so I was smaller than the other guys and not as good, not as skilled. And, I kind of always had a chip on my shoulder. So,
you were like 5 and they were like 15?
It was like I was 7. They were like 11, 12, 14. Yeah. So I was younger. So anyways, that kind of sparked a passion in me. And just been playing ball since then, man.
So from what I know, you picked up basketball at an early age, but then you played high school basketball. But what I've spoke to you multiple times, you said you started to excel in your game after high school. Well, most people learn it through fundamentally playing with high school, like the program and all that. But you developed your game after when you went out to college. So how did that go?
Yeah, that's right. So in high school, I didn't play my freshman year. I played my sophomore through senior years, and I was just like a 3 and D player. Actually, not even 3, just D. I wasn't that skilled, but what kept me on the court was my defense. I was a really good defender, and that's what kept me in the games, but I wasn't polished at all offensively. And then once I got to college, it was classes and then the gym. Right. And so I just worked on my game and became a little bit more polished.
Yeah, it definitely. I think you influence a lot of the youth, especially in the Afghan community, to play better because they're all looking to strive to beat that next person, like who's the best. And I think they're all trying to challenge you. With that being said, so you are getting up there in age. Do you see yourself slowing down anytime soon?
Absolutely.
What's the secret? What's the secret recipe, bro?
There's no secret recipe, man. I see myself slowing every day.
No.
Seriously, man. I see these young guys who are playing, Mahdi, Ilyas, a bunch of the other younger guys, super athletic. As you get older, you lose that athleticism, you lose that agility, that side-to-side movement, the quick bursts, the acceleration, the jumping. So you have to work on your game a little bit. Put in some floaters, put in some Euro steps like Raza. Work on your jump shot, things that'll help your game age a little bit. But at the end of the day, you're gonna start declining at some point. So,
what are some fundamentals that you work on to help you get better every day, or just what do you do repetitively?
Yeah, so repetitively, part of my workout routine is just putting up shots. Just it's a workout, for all of us. It's just therapeutic, just being in the gym, putting some shots up. It's a way to get away from your day-to-day activities. But yeah, just putting some shots up. And recently I've been working a lot on floaters. Giving
away the secrets.
That old man game,
The only thing he's missing, and now he's about to develop that.
So I can't jump the way I used to, so I can't finish at the basket. So I have to put in these floaters. So keep an eye out.
All right,
will.
Yeah, there you go, kids. Make sure you have great work ethic like Mudge, and we'll definitely get back to that later on. So what we usually do, we're gonna get into the preview of last week's games. Raza, if you want to start off for us.
Yeah. Which game do you want to go over?
Let's start with that Logada and Jalalabad game, the 6 p.m.
Okay, so that game was pretty interesting. I think we were doing the stats for that game. From what I saw how Mahdi came out hot, and he was hitting a lot of shots from down deep. And on the other end, Sadat was doing his thing. Sadat was getting a couple steals. He was hitting his threes. He was getting to the rim, finding people in the basket, doing what Sadat does best. But the game started to pull away when it was just becoming a Sadat show, because no one else could do what he help him out with the scoring or anything else. Missed shots left and right, things along those lines. And then Hafiz ended up picking it up. Also Sadiq always doing his thing. But yeah, the game ended up being, it got close at one point in the second half, but then eventually Mahdi and Hafiz put it away.
Yeah. I'll just add one important thing. Omar Nabi wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, he's their number one pick, their highest scorer, and without him, they kept it relatively close.
Yeah, and Lugada's a pretty good team. They're second in the power rankings.
Oh yeah, and Farad Saleh, he looked good. I want to give him a shout out. He had confidence in his game, which I haven't seen before.
I forgot to mention that.
So he was posting up, he was taking to the basket, shooting threes with confidence. He looked good.
He looked good, yeah.
What was it? The headband, maybe?
Maybe it was the headband. Yeah,
the accessories. I don't know who he took to the post, but he just hit him a 1-2, one move, and one. I was like, oh wow. We were both sitting there like, yo, we don't see him doing that too often.
Yeah.
Next game is the Baghlan and Kabul game. That was a game that I don't know. There's really not much to say about that. Maybe you guys could talk about it, because it was a big point differential game.
I didn't get to watch it, but of course Baghlan did what they normally do.
Yeah.
According to the stats, here we go with Ilyas. Ilyas had 20 points, 17 rebounds. Easy double-double for him. But Sal picked it up this week. He had 6 for 11 from down deep. He had 21 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. So those two did their thing, but also Miraj, Imran, Hamza, they always contribute to this team in big ways. On the other end, Tariq tried to keep it close. He had 20 points, but from what I believe, I heard Yaqub was hurt. He played the game, but he had lower back problems or something, and that hindered him from doing what he normally does and helping out the team to get this win. First half was close, but I think eventually after that it became a blow-up.
Yeah, I had Kabul winning that game, so that's why. I don't know, man.
Hey, listen, they hardly have a full team, so it's hard to bet on them.
Well, Baron was there too. Yaqub, you would expect they would control the paint and dominate, but I don't know. Ilyas had 17 boards?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, bro. Damn.
I heard he'd be stealing rebounds from his teammates, but I didn't hear that.
James Harden 2.0 or Westbrook?
I wanted him to get drug tested, but anyways, moving on. Kandahar versus Panjshir. That's another team that let me down, Kandahar. But it was a good match. I thought you guys were going to get really blown out, even though I picked them to win. But then you got the, all-star over here.
You guys kept it close for missing a couple players.
So you both were in that game.
So yeah, let's hear it.
I want to hear more from you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a close game the first half. I think it was a 2-point game at halftime, 4-point game, something like that. It was close. And then second half, well, they didn't have their full squad. So they were missing... you guys were missing... They were missing their first round pick and their second round pick. So
it was Ali?
Ali Omari and Ramin Afshad.
Oh, he's missing too.
So they did have a sub. They had Mirage, who played great for them. But without a full squad, I mean, they're starting with a disadvantage, you know? Second half, did you guys have any subs?
Nope.
No subs. So they got a little bit tired, a little fatigued. We kept up the tempo.
Yeah.
Also, you had some issues on the court.
Oh, yeah, I cramped up bad.
Yeah, apparently you're chasing him all game. But
He's running around screens. I'm getting bumped right and left. I'm like, yo, I have to pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, our defensive plan was to guard Ed up high and force him to drive.
Yeah.
Make him a little bit uncomfortable, and I think we were able to do that.
Good.
Yeah, the thing is, we started doubling him, and then when we started doubling him, like, his teammates all started hitting shots. Like, I think Ramin hit like 3 threes.
He did, yeah.
Now we kept attacking, going to the line.
Ali Amigo
hit a 3.
One thing to point out though was Ed promised us that he would keep you to how many points?
10 points?
Less than 10? That didn't happen. But then he also he also promised us in off reports, but he promised he'll keep Ed to how many points?
That's true. You're right.
So they both failed.
They both failed. You're right.
So win-win, I guess, but double win for them since they got the win.
So moving on to the Mazat and Herat game, that was our game that we played in. That was a fun game. We were down for most of the game.
That was very low scoring.
It was in the first half was what, like 9 and 15?
9 to 15 we were down.
Yeah, for the first half, and then it really picked up after that. Weiss was playing really good, even like on a bum leg. He did pretty good. And then he went out for a good stretch, and that's when we went on our run to take over that game.
Yeah, so our biggest issue was that we couldn't knock down our shots. You were getting looks, Yusuf was getting looks, Ish was getting looks. We were all getting our looks, but no one was making it, which I was okay with because I knew eventually we'll pick it up, which we did in the second half. But Weiss always keeps it hard. Makes it hard for everyone. He had like 6 blocks this game, so driving into the paint was difficult. I just try to take advantage of their physicality and try to get myself to get to the line, which I did. I didn't shoot too well from the line, but we did what we had to do. But yeah, like you said, Weiss ended up coming out. We made that run, and then Yusuf hit a big 3 to like keep it close, but at the end of the day, I think we had too big of a lead with too little time for them to come back.
Yeah. Ish hit a couple of big threes to really put that game away.
Ish hit 2 big threes. Yusuf came down and hit 2 big threes. One of Yusuf's threes literally was around the rim for like 10 seconds. And everyone's like watching. And then it just rolled in. Everyone's like, hey!
Yusuf Farouk.
Yeah. It was fun.
I saw the last 2 minutes of the game after our game ended, and you had a really nice drive to the basket. I think you had a spin cycle too. That was nice, and that was like under 2 minutes. It was a close game.
Right.
And then I saw another big play from Yusuf Frug. He hit a corner 3.
Yeah, that was dagger.
That was the dagger.
Yeah, that was 100%.
Yeah.
Big shot, Yusuf. Good job.
But yeah, so far it's been fun past 5 weeks. Moving on to the preview of week 6.
Can we go over who the player of the week was, though?
Of last week?
Yeah.
Well, he's sitting right here.
This guy.
Was it me? I didn't even
don't know. Who was it?
I don't know.
He's the one who had 35 and 12?
Yeah, so that was him.
That's him? Okay.
Congratulations,
thank you,
bro.
Thank you.
Front runner for MVP.
You know, even my brother picked up. So you were teaching him how to shoot, and then after the game, I was like, "Yo, so did you hit any shots?" He's like, "Yeah, I got him with a fadeaway." I was like,
He did. That was a great shot.
I remember that time.
It was night and day, his shooting after you went over some of his technique, like at 24.
He helped me out too one day.
Yeah,
I went
this
there
guy
to
was
shoot
just
around. I see him on the court. He's like, "We're gonna put up shots." I'm like, "Well, he's gonna embarrass me."
I mean, you're
helped out.
learning from someone like him who, like I said, went 35 and 12 with 3 assists, and he shot 58% from the field. So any tips from someone like you is like worlds of advice to any of us.
Thank you
for
Muasher's got a nice stroke
We
there.
were doing a little like one-on-one thing, and he's like, "Oh, pick me up on top of the 3-point line." I'm like, "All right." So I go up, goes right around me, goes to the basket. I'm like, "Okay." Next one, I take a step back just in case he goes. Pulls up from 3, and then he's like, "Can you play defense for real?" I'm like,
I've been playing defense. What you talking about?
I didn't want to say anything, but I was like,
Yeah, okay. Eventually.
Oh, I remember that. You still was there too, right? Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's contagious, I guess. What I wanted to ask you, maybe we could leave this on to the end if we have more time. Your team is a good team. Now, if you were able to add one person on the squad, I mean, if you want to take a name, sure. If not, by position, what piece would your team need to put you over the top that like would make you feel like, okay, we're guaranteed championship winners? I'm sure right now you feel like you are.
That's a really good question.
I'm sure you feel.
all of your losses were close.
They were close, yeah. That's a really good question.
Like I said, you don't have to name a specific player. I don't know if that's tampering, but yeah, if
Recruiting.
if you want to go by position, maybe.
I think there's two positions that would help us. One would be just someone to help Ali Ramin in the post a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
maybe get rebounds and defend the bigger teams.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is a knockdown, consistent 3-point shooter. I think that would help us a lot. Spacing the floor a little bit because these courts are small to begin with. So if you have someone
That's a good point.
just who can space the floor a little bit with a knockdown, consistent 3-point shooter, I think that would open the floor up for me, Naweed, and some of the other guys.
For sure. Still a dangerous team. All right, so moving along now to week 6 recap. First game we have is Kandahar versus Kabul at the 6 p.m. You want to go ahead and give your thoughts?
According to the injury report, you guys should have about 5 people, not full squad again. So
4 or 5 usually.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Ali's missing out again, and also Ramin. You guys are nearing playoffs, so those guys need to get back fast because you guys are running out of time. You know, with the playoffs coming, coronavirus coming, who knows what could happen.
Word. Hopefully nothing, bro. Hopefully.
But I expect expect a close game, low scoring game, but because unless Yakub comes back in full health, but if that's not the case, then it should be a close game. Ed should have his way, and I think Tariq should have his way.
Any opinions, Mudge, if you want to share?
I would say if Yakub is healthy,
Yeah.
he's gonna cause some problems for Kabul, right?
Yeah.
Kabul, if he's healthy. I mean, because between Baram,
Wait, they're called, right?
they're
Kandahar,
yeah.
No, I get them confused too.
Yeah, the 2 Ks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think because someone's gonna have to guard Baram.
Right.
So who's gonna guard Yakub, their other big guy? And Yakub is a versatile scorer. He's strong. So yeah, I think he can cause some problems. So you guys are gonna have your hands full. But
I tried to tamper a little, told him, rest up till the playoffs. So
there you go.
Maybe that'll work.
Second game is gonna be also at 6 p.m. Mazar versus Logai.
Oh, so we're playing Mahdi, Hafiz, and them, right?
Yeah.
Is that game of the week?
You like to think so. But
I would think so.
I like to
But-
pass it on to another game. We'll get there.
yeah, but there's
That's a
another
good.
game.
That's a good game.
There's another game that's gonna be a primetime game.
Yeah, so this game should be good. I think we have our full squad. As far as Logar goes, I'm not sure if they're missing anyone. We haven't received an injury report from them. But should be a good game. The problem is going to be obviously Mahdi and Hafiz, but they also have... Their team's literally full. Like, they have everyone from 1 to 5 with Sadatik and Raza and... Sadek and like I could just keep naming, you know what I mean? Like, they're a good team. It's tough beating these guys, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, especially with their forwards and their bigs. they play aggressive and they grab the board. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do.
They're big
against
and
them,
we're small, so that's the problem we have.
So we'll see. What do you think?
And sorry, I forgot to mention this before. Hafiz last week looked good too. He was crossing people up, driving to the basket, penetrating. I haven't seen this version of Hafiz in a while. So if he can keep that up, he's gonna do some damage.
Yeah, there'll be a big dynamic duo, those two.
Yeah.
Our third game of the week, 7 p.m. Jalalabad versus Herat. So Jalalabad is an interesting team. That's Kokamish's team right
yes,
there.
Correct.
Right? Their team is interesting because they weren't similar to your team, Kandahar. They haven't had all their players together consistently.
But now
they're still
are.
and they're 2-3, which is amazing. I don't know how, because the first game I think they had to forfeit. So now I think that team is another team to low key watch out for. They could be a dangerous team.
Yeah, they're expecting full team this week unless Omar Nabi can't make it again. But yeah, they should have their full squad. And with full squad, them playing Herat, which is Yusuf and them, that's another very good game. Those two, that's definitely a 7 o'clock game you guys want to check out for.
I think Weiss's status is going to be big for this game because
Yeah.
Jalabal got size.
Yeah, they're going to
So
need
if
Weiss
they
a
don't
lot.
have Weiss, it's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, big time.
Rebounds.
So your brother's gonna play in that game. I mean, after he lost last week, I'm sure he wants to look to bounce back.
He came home that night. He didn't sleep.
Probably cried a little.
He cried a little bit. He was in the gym the next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Woo!
He's ready to do work.
Damn, no invite.
Right after Namos is so.
No, I'm just messing. But he'll be ready. I think Weiss is going to be the X factor if he's healthy. I mean, you guys played him last week. When he's in the middle, he just makes it hard for people driving to the basket. So
also for that team, I'm calling you out, Ali Jawad Boom Boom, bro. I'm calling you out because this guy, if he wants to, he can knock down some of those threes. He kind of, I don't know what he was doing, but he was just standing in that corner waiting. Dude, you got to move around. We're all getting old, bro. But you got to move around. And that team, if they get the shooters to start hitting some shots, it'd be tough to beat. So finally, the primetime game, I feel, is going to be between your team, Panjshir, and Baklon, which is Ilyas and actually Sal Raheen's team. So I'll give you, and then...
So I spoke to a couple of... we had an interview held with some of the players from Baklon. They're, 5-0 now? 5-0, right?
They're a cocky 5-0.
So I spoke to Imran Humayun and asked them what was their game plan against you guys. And he said that we don't have a game plan. Like, we don't need one. We just go and play, to be honest.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess that's his opinion. So I went and asked Ilyas, same thing. I said, what do you expect? He goes, I don't know. I don't think of this stuff. Just score buckets, get the win. So they're just looking past you guys like all the other 5 games, all the other 5 teams they beat. Will you guys be that one team that will give them their first loss?
I hope so. I mean, we're coming out. We were planning to win the game.
Yeah.
So they're 5-0. They're the best team in the league for a reason. I mean, they have 2 MVP candidates, Sal and Ilyas. Ilyas probably the most gifted physical specimen in the league.
For sure,
just
definitely.
A freak of nature.
Call him White Braun.
White Braun, yeah. Afghan Zion. He's something else. So we're gonna have our hands full. But I mean, we have a game plan. Unlike these guys, we actually have to think of some strategy for us to win games. We don't have that pleasure. But yeah, so we have a game plan to try to hopefully slow down Ilyas a little bit, slow down Sal. We'll see.
We'll tell you what we did to them, off camera. So help
Sounds
out.
good,
Because
yes.
I only say that because I asked Ilyas. I was like, so how do you guys do? I didn't know what they if they won or what not last week. He was like 5-0.
So did it work? What you guys did to slow him down?
I mean, we only lost by a point, so I mean, you can't slow you can't stop him. You could only hope to slow him down.
Ismail, right?
Without Ismail, and we lost Doc at the 10-minute mark.
That's right. Wow.
So they could be.
We're gonna talk. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this game will be the game of the week.
Yeah, you stick around for this game. So for our final segment, guys, it's the pick'em segment of the week. We'll just start with each game, and then we'll do our picks and do it that way. So Kandahar versus Kabul. I'm not picking you guys no more. You guys made me go 0-2. I'm going Kabul. Let's go. So I got Kabul winning that one.
I'm gonna have to go Kabul as well. They're a good team, and Kandahar sadly is not a good team.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Kandahar. Okay. If
he might be the reason why they get there.
If Ali Omari and Ramin show up, I'm going with Kandahar.
Okay, that's a good point. It's a good point.
How about
Same.
you?
If we got our full team, I got us.
You got you guys. Okay, that's high hopes. Nice. All right, Mazar and Logar. Damn, I don't want to pick against us, but I'm gonna go with us. I think we're playing well. We're gonna get Doc back. I'm going with us.
We have a guy by the name of RoboCop. Him alone will definitely take care of these guys. So Mazar for the win.
I'm going with in my opinion, this is the game of the week. I'm gonna go with Mazar in a close one.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go little guy. Just be the odd one out.
Okay. No, that's respectful. This is a very close game.
Next week you're not here, buddy. All right. Jalalabad versus Herat. I think I got Kokamish winning this one. Jalalabad.
I think all our picks are looking the same. If I think Omar Nabi's there, I will give it to Jalalabad for the win as well.
I'm gonna have to go with what's Yusuf's team?
Herat.
I'm gonna go with Herat. I think if Weiss shows up, Herat. If Weiss doesn't show up, then Jalalabad.
Yeah, that's why I
sure.
picked Jalalabad.
Definitely, I agree.
Because of Weiss's status.
Yeah, Weiss's status is what? I don't know.
Questionable for so long.
Is he questionable or more doubtful?
He's a limited participant.
Draw book.
All right. And finally, the primetime game, Baklon versus Panjshir. Let's go, Panjshir. Take it to these guys, or else I'm going to be 0-3 voting against them, or picking against them.
Listen, I think the past couple weeks, I felt like Baklon would have lost, but they keep coming up on top. But this might be the last time I have to go against them, and I'm going to have to go with Panjshir as well. I think you guys got this one, for sure.
Wow, watered. I'll take this one last. Go ahead.
You picked us, so I'm picking you.
Okay, all right. I gotta pick us, of course. But I'll tell you what. I think if we win the rebounding battle, we'll win. So if we out-rebound them, we're gonna win.
And there you have it, guys. We're honored to have Mudge. Thank you for coming on this week's show. Hopefully we'll have you and other guests in the future. It was an honor. Thank you for blessing us with your knowledge, and everyone that's watching this, continue to push your game so one day you could be the next Mudge.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course,
it's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming, man.
Keep up the great work. You guys are doing great things. I know me and the rest of the community, we look forward to this every week. So keep producing good content. And yeah, thanks for having me, man.
And there you have it. Like, share, subscribe. That wraps it up for this week's segment. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace out.
Peace.